Zaraz zginie. No, pięknie.
Reinforcements to the deck! Watch them,
More
Commander!
speed!
They are heading this way!
Faster! Bows ready! Shoot when ready!
We didn't hit!
Arrows! Everyone! Brace!
Ship's damaged!
Fast as we can! Brace yourselves!
They are wearing away!
Arrows at the ready! Everybody brace!
Commander, we are taking damage!
Let's go! Brace yourselves for impact!
Fire!
Dobra, rozpocznij abordaż.
We board the dogs!
Mało efektywne. Pięknie. A ten zaraz ginie. Topcie tam, kurde. Sam jesteś słaby i brzydki. Top się, Hektorze. Jeszcze coś do powiedzenia? No.
There's much to do and many unknowns.
No, przejmij dowodzenie.
There's much to do and many unknowns on our horizon.
Set fire to the weapons! Release!
Release the Kraken.
Archer! Now! Archers, take your mark!
You see that volcano?
It's pretty hard to miss.
Some say there is an entrance to the underworld at the bottom.
And what?
That's the spirit! A brave
Pięknie.
Arcadian I once knew had the same idea.
And what happened to him?
The heat of the flames turned
Tu jeszcze jeden stateczek.
before he knew it happened.
I guess some mysteries just left unexplained.
Nice. Dobra. Zapiszmy sobie.
Sails down!
Sails down! No, to przynajmniej trochę surówki nam wpadło, jak nie patrzeć.
Sails! Now!
Oczywiście, panie. Na wszystkich przechodzi kolej. Są pewne priorytety. On tak był już sparaliżowany, nic nie mógł robić, ani atakować, ani płynąć, więc... No.
Ship.
You don't have to do that.
Do what?
Fill the silence.
Oh, I wasn't trying to do that at all. I simply don't find myself traveling the seas very often.
You can be free.
Yes, freeing seems to be an accurate word. Although I've begun to feel a bit sick.
You know where the silence should be. Otherwise you won't keep it.
Poseidon! Spare us!
Are you scared?
Why wouldn't I be scared? Poseidon is testing the Adrestia right now. Hey, now she holds up.
Is your stomach turning as much as mine is?
You'll get used to it. We'll reach Serifos before long. Lower the oars!
Dobra, tu jest jakiś port w ogóle do tego?
Shift the oars!
A, jest. Dobra.
Ready oars! We'll make landfall here!
O, to trzeba przysumować. Tak, napadły 4 statki, przeżyłem i tak dalej, i tak dalej. Mówię, że jest zacnie.
It's good to see you alive and well, Phidias.
And you, Theras. As you can see, I didn't get here alone.
Ah, yes, the kind and thoughtful hero you mentioned in your letter.
I'm glad I could get him out alive.
And for that heroism, I found some information on a man named Brisson who's plotting Phidias's early demise. Hopefully you can make something of this clue.
I can.
Please give Pericles my thanks and my farewell. And be careful. I still believe many in Athens are in danger.
That's everything Pericles wanted. Time to return to him and find out what these Athenians know about my mother.
Okej, dobra. Ale zanim... Zanim to... Weźmy sobie teleporta. Duru. To jest jeszcze przed matki jeszcze nie widziałem. Zdecydowanie przed. No, too much spoilers. Znaczy dobrze, że nie powiedziałeś mi kto przede wszystkim, bo no się chyba trochę wkurzy, jakbyś mi powiedział. O, i mamy wrócić tutaj. Idealnie moim zdaniem. Dobra, tam mamy odkryte, to dobrze. A czyli i tak było wiadomo, że jest ktoś inny ojcem Cassandry i Alexosa, nie? Tylko jeszcze nie wiem kto. Mogę się domyślać, mogę snuć swoje własne przypuszczenia. Zobaczymy. Dobra, tak. Właśnie chciałem jeszcze jedną rzecz zobaczyć. To jak? Czciciele. Kogo ja tutaj urżnąłem znowu? Ach, to tutaj gdzieś chyba dobiłem. O, tu jest coś, odkryliśmy. Kto tu jest? Kto tu jest, co?
I swear on my life and the lives I will take from others, I will not fail the cosmos again.
Młodziutki. A tu kto się kryje? Fajne fajne bronie mają, dobra. Ja, mały porządek zróbmy. by... Nie. O, a to? Też nie, ale zostawmy. Jest nowa włócznia, nice. Okej. Dobra, łuki. Z łuków nie ma nic ciekawego. Właśnie, skin, jak na razie tylko ten jest ciekawy. Dobra, dobra. Okej. Znaczy nie domyślisz się, czy chcieli chyba możesz... podpowiedzi odnośnie czcicieli? Włączyć jakieś tam? Znaczy to są, że niby szczegóły albo coś w tym stylu, nie? Typu i gdzie jest, nie? Ewentualnie. A to spokojnie, jak wejdę na mapę, to też ich widać. A jeden jest tutaj, na pewno już. Tutaj jest kolejny. Tu jest, to są te meduzy, znaczy, nie wiem, czy to są meduzy, czy coś w tym stylu, nie? No w każdym razie są, nie? Są. Dotrzeć do domu Peryklesa, a pewnie Perykles dawno już dead. Tak. Ale nie do wszystkich mam, nie? Bo tam są powiązania i tak dalej, więc... Dobra, zapiszmy sobie, ale ja to zapiszę sobie pod jakimś normalnym save'em. O!
Cassandra, it's you!
Phoebe,
You promised we'd see each other again, and now we have.
I also said stay out of trouble.
Which I have. Okay, almost out of trouble.
How did you even get here, Phoebe?
Well, I did make some drachmi working for Marcos.
So you paid someone to bring you to Athens?
Not exactly.
Phoebe,
I needed a drachmi for when I arrived. I couldn't use it all to leave, and I didn't want to wait any longer. So I sneaked on a ship. Don't worry, nobody saw.
I just can't believe you made it.
I don't remember much of Athens from when I was a baby. But every once in a while, something feels familiar. It's nice.
I can't believe you're here.
Me either. I can't believe we both made it to Athens. It's so much different from Kefalonia.
But what are you doing here?
I'm here to get you ready. I have to make sure you leave all your weapons and change into these clothes.
So you somehow work here. For Pericles.
No, for Aspasia.
How is it you're working for Aspasia?
Well, I did get into a little bit of trouble after I got to Athens. I may have been a leader of a small group of orphans that tried to cheat Aspasia. We didn't know it was her, though.
And you convinced her to hire you?
No, she asked me on her own.
That was lucky. I don't understand why I have to change.
It's just what you do here. I felt weird at first, but you forget about it pretty fast.
And my weapons?
Don't worry, I'll take care of them. We don't want to scare people in there.
Well,
I think I'm ready to go in.
You can't. Not like that, anyway. The Athenians like it best when you try to fit in. But don't worry, I have just the outfit for you.
Okej.
I'll get changed. Promise you'll take care of my things?
Yep. Leave your weapons in the corner, and I'll come back when you're done.
I feel uncomfortable in this.
Now you look like everyone else.
You say that like it's a good thing.
It is. If you want them to take you seriously, this is the easiest way. Trust me.
Is that everything?
You're all ready to go in. Don't worry. You've done scarier things than this.
I'm struggling to think of any right now. Are you sure I can't keep just one weapon with me?
No weapons. Now hurry and go in. Oh, and don't leave without saying bye.
Ciuszki są przynajmniej fajne.
Here, Cassandra. The mighty mercenary and traveler has finally made her grand entrance. Only slightly late, too.
Herodotus! Athenians have no problem letting me know when I'm not welcome. It's a relief to see your friendly face.
Don't let the company here tonight intimidate you.
I won't.
Pericles is no king. He needs these guests to love him so that the people love him. And they, in turn, need Pericles. You're no different from any of them.
Do you really think these people will help me?
They will if you get them to trust you. And you've wisely dressed for the occasion. Appearing trustworthy is the most important part of being trusted, after all. Now then, come, let me introduce you to everyone. They may not look it, but this group holds the way to the future on the tip of their opinionated tongues. Ah, Sophocles and Euripides, for example. Two of the most celebrated playwrights to date. No one can throw stones as far as they can. They appear to be locked in some kind of intellectual struggle, as is their way.
He's a writer of comedies, of all things. Comedies, Euripides.
It looks more like a lover's quarrel to me.
Hermippos has also written his fair share of comedies.
You should drink more.
Lately, his attitudes have garnered him more notice than his works. However, the fellow beside him, Protagoras, is a sophist worthy of as much praise as the great Socrates himself.
Nie wiem, kto to filozofie. Powiem ci szczerze, nie. Na razie jeszcze nic nie wiem.
Inviting Socrates seems like a good way to ruin everyone's night. I'm surprised they would let him in the door.
Oh, don't let Socrates get under your skin. At least he wore shoes for the occasion. And the poor thing gesticulating like an ape is Thrasymachos. If you listen closely,
No,
you'll
filozofowie
notice
tak.
he and Socrates are actually arguing the same points. But the wind from his wild gestures deafens him to critique.
That isn't at all what I mean.
Where is Pericles?
Oh, he never attends his own parties. Which reminds me, there's something I need to get his help with.
Vile Socrates, always appearing where I least expect him. Warrior, protect me from his amorous gaze. Oh, Alcibiades, this is not a time for jealousy, but for love.
Damn.
Let's not use Alcibiades as an example. Be good and don't drink too much. So, tell me, what does a Mystios like you think of a party like this?
This party could be fun. Alcibiades drinks like a Spartan. Maybe he fights like one too.
If I could suggest anything, please don't start a fight. Or end one.
Thank you, Herodotus.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Pericles is here somewhere, and I need to prepare him. If he's alone, I'll tell him what your brother said.
Agreed. Pericles needs to know. I'll stay here and look for clues.
I hope they know something about your mother.
Me too.
Ja też. No dobra, od kogo by to zacząć?
Someone's being hurt. Open this door or I'll kick it in!
Don't mind her. She likes to watch. Oh, look at you. Such authority, such aggression. I can see why Pericles has taken such an interest in you. Did you come to join us?
It sounded like someone was in pain.
Well, it can sometimes be hard to distinguish between sounds of pleasure and pain. Had I known you were going to knock, I would have left my door wide open for you.
Yeah!
I thought this party was tame even by Athenian standards. Until now.
Let them have their meeting of the minds. I'm more interested in meeting other parts.
Ali, we're out of oil again.
Ali?
You know they like you when they give you a pet name. There's more olive oil in the kitchen, but Aspasia keeps complaining about me walking unencumbered through her symposiums.
You mean naked?
It sounds so good when you say it.
After your display earlier, it's probably safer I get the oil.
Obedient, too. I knew I liked you. Don't take too long.
O.
You don't get the oil soon. All our fun will end.
Mamy tą oliwę, czy nie mamy tej oliwy?
Of course, I only use the terms war or god or civility in the context of what can be observed. So I can observe soldiers fighting, but does that bring me any closer to understanding war?
I haven't seen you around before, citizen. Perhaps you'd like to spare me conversing with this man of nonsense?
Sure, we can talk. What about?
Before Protagoras changed the subject, we were talking about the next great leader of Athens, Cleon.
I saw Cleon talk at the Pnyx. Even for a politician, he's scum.
Bah, you sound like every other blowhard in this place. Cleon is a champion of the people, and he's ready to tear down Pericles' elitism.
I take it you and Pericles aren't friends.
Hardly. Hermippos led the Tsars to have Aspasia ostracized and to see Pericles stripped of power. Not that it worked.
Yet, Pericles is the past. He's more worried about losing a few precious statues than he is fighting and winning the war. Cleon will rule this city and return it to greatness. Mark my words.
If you're an ally of Cleon, why would Pericles invite you?
You're not from Athens, outsider. Here, we keep our enemies closest of all.
Coś czuję, że to Aspoazja to nasza matka. Okej.
Why isn't Aspasia here?
Can you be certain she isn't? To observe her presence is still no guarantee that she is here.
In my opinion, it's just like her to cower in the shadows while we stand out here in the light.
I'm looking for clues to help me find a woman. She was Spartan.
Looking and finding are quite different things, wouldn't you say? I could observe a priest offering sacrifice to the gods, but does that mean in so doing that I have myself found God? Or...
Oh, forget it.
Okay.
This has been useless. Here.
Dobra. Mówisz, że gdzieś w kuchni? Tu zejścia nie widzę żadnego. Tu jest ten. Sorry, tu jest jakaś kuchnia. O. Oliwa. Dobra. Mamy oliwę.
Just can't stay away, can you? Did you bring the oil?
Oczywiście.
When you walked in, you seemed like you and Socrates were...
How I wish you were right. One day we will have that man in here with us. I promise you that.
You've grown up in Pericles' home, and yet you're so different.
No one is like Pericles, and he's only slightly more serious than usual, too. Athens is under siege, and he worries for her future. Which is why tonight is a fine time to celebrate what may be our last taste of freedom.
I come bearing gifts.
We're saved! Today, these women grieved for their sons, and these men worked the wall. But tonight, we forget all of that. Let's have some fun! What do you say? Care to join us?
Okej.
Time for some fun. You'll have to help me strip off these uncomfortable Athenian robes.
Gladly. If you like, we can feed them to the goat.
There's another goat? Now, it's time for you to help me, Ali. I'm looking for someone.
All business right until the end. I like that.
Focus. I'm looking for a woman who fled Sparta a long, long time ago.
Fled Sparta? No one flees Sparta. But let's pretend she did. If she were stupid, she'd be dead. If she were smart, she'd do what Aspasia did. She'd earn her independence. The smartest and most resourceful women I've ever met have been in Corinthia.
Oh.
Theatera. I've heard they play some sort of role in Corinth, but I assumed it was the same as any other city.
Oh, no. These women are unlike any other you'll meet. A force, and the only ones there with any smarts. Ali! Come back inside! Ooh, the celebration continues. When you reach Corinth, find Anfusa. No one goes in or